To make a commercial that'll stop somebody from moving their finger, you've got to waste a huge amount of time on all kinds of pyrotechnics or extraordinary measures just to keep that finger quiet. The remote control clicker is sort of the cross to the vampire of advertising.
Somebody forget his Ray-Ban sunglasses.
To reel in today's more sophisticated and restless audience, advertising has to do more than inform. It has to entertain, capturing our imagination or tickling our collective funny bone.
I always believe that through entertainment of a really high level that made people laugh or that moved them, you can sell better.
Very nice! Is next evening there? Very nice!
When people watch our work, 30 seconds later they're happy, they're smiling, they're feeling good, so they feel good about the brand.
Having a choice is better than none.
Freedom of choice from Big Brother, IBM, was the theme of the groundbreaking 1984 commercial for the launch of Apple Computer's Macintosh.
We were applying this, hey, these people are an audience out there. How can we go captivate and capture their imaginations and their attention?
We are one people. One will.
With George Orwell's 1984 as inspiration and filmmaker Ridley Scott as director, the minute-long ad cost $400,000 to produce and another $500,000 to air during the Super Bowl.
We use more dramatic filmmaking and entertainment-style storytelling than has ever been used in marketing a product.
We shall prevail.
The company couldn't afford any additional national airings of the commercial, but its captivating storytelling still paid off beyond anyone's expectation. Within 100 days of its broadcast, 72,000 Macintosh computers were sold.
They're kind of acting like an audience would rather than like a consumer would. Ultimately, if they applaud you a couple of times, they may actually go buy something that you make.
By the 1990s, computers around the world were being connected to one another by the Internet. Fertile new ground for advertisers.
Advertising follows people, where they congregate and what they read and what they look at. And the underlying power of the Internet is we're spending more time looking at the computer screen and less time looking at the TV screen. It's going to drain advertising out of television onto the screen of the computer because that's where people are.
Advertisers quickly logged on, but they are still trying to find their way in the brave new world of cyberspace.
The Internet is like the early days of radio and the early days of television. So nobody quite knows how to use it effectively. And I think that's the exciting part about it. How do you turn it into a major advertising medium?
The first step, banner ads, which appeared in 1994. Within a year, agencies were spending $37 million on Internet advertising. By 1998, that figure had increased 52 times to nearly $2 billion. For advertisers, one of the advantages of the Internet is the information it can provide on potential consumers. Each time a web surfer visits a site, electronic information, called a cookie, is created. Information from these cookies can be used to track the preferences of Internet users, what types of books she reads, how often he buys clothes, what sites they visit.
You look at the ability to really narrowcast into a market that you want, a target that you want to hit. You have a live audience 24 hours a day. You know exactly who's on the Internet. You know where to find them.
It's like having the NFL on Fox online.
Madison Avenue may know where the people are, but the people don't seem to care where the ads are. Studies show that over 90% of visitors to a typical website never click on the advertising. So advertisers are trying new approaches to grab consumers.
CyberGo actually pays you to read an ad on the internet. Will pay you dollars. It can be 50 cents up to $10. So we've gone from irritating people to actually paying them money to engage in our advertising is how far it's gone.
Despite its long history and its forays into the future, the overall effectiveness of advertising has long been open to debate, as John Wanamaker of Wanamaker Department Stores knew as far back as the 1880s.
He said, "I know that half my advertising budget is wasted. I just don't know what half." And you've got to remember, back in those days, in the late 1800s, he didn't have as many media choices in a far more complex advertising environment. What percentage of advertising was wasted today? That's the question that advertisers are struggling with.
If it didn't work, people wouldn't be spending millions and billions of dollars. If they're not getting any return on their money, they would stop doing that kind of advertising.
To me, the simplest equation is if you spend $10 and you get 20 back, that's good. It's been proven that if you spend the money, especially if you spend the money well and you advertise well, the results will be enormous.
Advertising can sell products. But the more vexing question is whether ads can make us buy stuff we don't need.
I refuse to accept that people are being led around by the nose and told what to buy. To the extent that we have disposable incomes and that we define ourselves by what we buy, and we do, then advertising facilitates that.
The next division.
Welcome to the world.
Basically what you see is ads telling you that you're cool, you're hip, you're all right, you're the center of attention, or you should be. You're irresistible, or you should be. And in order to have that power, of course, you have to buy the product, and of course, that never works.
The ad that can cause people to buy a product they don't want has never been written and never will. I mean, advertising can tell people about things, and when they learn about it, they may want it. But if people fundamentally don't want a product, no amount of advertising will cause them to buy it.
While the debate continues over the extent of advertising's effectiveness, one thing is clear. Advertising has become an inescapable part of our lives.
Take it off. Take it all off.
Don't squeeze the Charmin.
My baloney has a first name.
Try it, you'll like it. Time to make the donuts.
Sorry, Charlie.
Don't leave home without it.
Because
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
There are not many things that get that much universal exposure as television commercials, and that's one of the reasons that they're such a part of our culture. We don't all go to the same movies, but we see all the same commercials. So they are a common element between us.
Dave, it's a deal with Don, Dork, and Dick. Dork, it's a deal with Dave, Dick, and Dave. Don, it's a Dork with Dick, Dave, and Doug. Gotta go, Dave, disconnecting. Gotta go, Dick, disconnecting. Gotta go, Dan, disconnecting.
If you and I were meeting 100 years ago and we had never spoken to each other, I would be able to have a conversation with you maybe by quoting the Bible. If you and I are meeting now and I've never met you, I can say, hey, you deserve a what today? And instantaneously around the world, you know what the word is.
You deserve a break today at McDonald's.
The most gratifying part of this whole business is that what you do, if you get it right, and once in a while we do, becomes a part of the popular culture.
Where's the...
People love to watch entertaining commercials. They get a laugh. They love to sing our jingles, and they love to repeat the humor in many of our commercials. I don't know how important it is, but advertising is the art of the masses, it has been said, and I like to think that we provide enjoyment for everyone.
Marvelous. Absolutely marvelous.